Hello friends, Namaste. I'm Ashwinandan. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about SQL Select Statement Part 2. This is the SQL Bootcamp tutorial number 5. If you haven't watched tutorial 1 to 4, I will highly recommend you please go ahead and watch the same. It will give you some basic idea which we have already done. So let's start today's tutorial. We are going to discuss SQL Select Statement Part 2. In Part 2, we are going to discuss about SQL with where condition. This is the very basic statement and we'll use them most of the time. The where statement allows us to specify conditions on column for the row to be returned. Basically, whenever you will write a select statement, you will not always retrieve all the data. You want certain conditions so that you can customize your data retrieval on the basis of that particular conditions. How you gonna do that? Basically, where will help you in that. Let's say you do have A, B, and C column in your data, and there are a lot many data points are there. Okay, but now you want B column with only, let's say in B column there are three and the 4. Now you want, and let's say 1 and 2 here, A, B, C, and here D, E, F in this value. Now you want in B column only three value. In order to do that, you need to apply where condition. In coming slide, we will see how to use where conditions. So basic syntax is, first you have to write select as we have seen earlier, and then you have to mention your column name. If you want a particular column, then you have to mention the column name, else you can mention strict symbols. As you know, strict will return you all the columns. And then you have to put the from, and then you have to mention your table name, and then you have to specify the condition after where. We will see it in practical how to use where condition when we execute our SQL query in pgadmin. But let's understand first the theory parts, the syntax part, and why we are using where conditions. Where clause appears immediately after the from clause of the select statement. Now here you see where is appear immediately after from, and then you have to mention the table name. After that, immediately it comes. The conditions are used to filter the rows returned from the select statement. I have already told you, when you need in your table a filtered data, you are going to use where conditions. So there are the several operators in SQL to construct where conditions. Now, let's say I have write down the where, but there are the certain conditions. There are the lot more conditions which you can apply along with the where. Let's see who are they. These are the comparison operator. Basically compare a column value to something. For example, is the price greater than 900? Let's say you do have an order table. And let's say you do have an order table of a pet, okay, and their price, their name, their breed, and everything is there. Now you want a certain pets whose price is greater than $900. What are you gonna do? Is the pet's name is equals to Bolt? If you want to filter out these kind of data from your pet table, from your pet inventory, then you will require to use where conditions. Now these are the operators which we gonna use in along with the where conditions. First is equals to. Basically this one is the greater than. This one symbol is used for the greater than. This one is the less than. this one is the greater than equals to, this one is the less than equals to, and this one we use for the not operator. If you don't want to include something in your condition, in your data, then you will use this not operator. Don't worry about it. If you don't understand right now, just remember these are the operators, comparison operators we are going to use in our query. Then you will understand why we are using it and how we can use this comparison operator. Now the second operator, along with, basically they are the two operators we are using in a where condition. First is a comparison operator. You have already seen comparison operator. What are the comparison operators are? And the second operator is logical operator. What logical operator does? It basically combines multiple comparison operator. Let's say one example is price greater than 900 and the pet name is Bolt. In that condition, there are the two conditions. First is the price greater than 900. And then along with that, you are also asking, is the pet name is Bolt? I want only that particular row's data. So how to do that? Means how to combine more than one comparison operator using logical operator. Now in logical operator, basically the first operator is AND. And what is AND? True if both Boolean expression is true. I'm just explaining this statement, what exactly it is. Let's say here I say, in our example, the price is greater than 900. So price is greater than 900 and name is Bolt. So name is equals to Bolt, correct? Now this is the conditions. How to write in a query? So first let's say we are using in the pet table. These all data in the pet table. So how are we gonna write? Select and let's not write query. First understand what exactly this statement is. So true if the both expression are true. So let's say price is, in your table, one of the data has a price as a 1100. So first is true, right? Is 1100 greater than 900? Then your computer will return as a true, is equals to true, right? And then again you will ask, is the name is Bolt? Let's say yes, name is also Bolt. Name is also Bolt, right? Name equals to Bolt. So now again it will come as true. So if the both condition will be true, then it will return the value. That means true. Then it will return the value. Both condition will true, then it will return true. True means it will return some values. Let's say name is Jackie. Your pet name is Jackie. So first condition met true, but is the name is Bolt? No. So this will return as a false, right? So one is true, one is false. Will it return true? No, it will not return true. So it will return false. And what I mean by false means no value will be returned. So that is basically it means. What OR does? Nothing. True if either Boolean expression is true. Let's say same example. First condition 1100 was the price and the pet name is Jackie. Now the first condition is true, second is false. They don't care or don't care. One condition should be true. Then it will return the value. It will return that particular data. So OR is that. Now what not does? Reverse the value of any Boolean operator. Whatever you pass in that Boolean value, whether it return true, then it will return the false value only. Let's say whatever you don't want, that you put in a not value. In basically, let's say you do have a list of values, like you wanted to find out is the pet name is Jackie, Bolt, or let's say Tim, and something like that. I mean, XYG. So all those values our query will go to the data and find out whether the name is bold, whether the name is Jack, whether the name is Jackie, whether the name is XYG, and if yes, then it will return that particular value. If any true they will find, it will return that. Okay, that basically int does. Like, what like does? Basically it find the operand matches pattern. Like if I'll say, hey, I want to fetch those data whose name start with L. So in that conditions, basically we will use like operator. Basically try to basically what like does, it try to find out pattern in that particular data. Okay, and the between, basically true if the operand within the range. Basically between use two values like high value and the low value, and you wanted to find out between those. If you don't understand this thing right now, don't worry, I'm going to discuss one by one each and every logical operator in my coming slide. Okay, let's move forward. Now for example, here let's take an example. Select name and the color choice from a table. If you have seen my tutorial 4, I have taken the same example, same table, basically name and their color choice. Okay, so first question is here, select name and choice from the table. Now let's say we want only people with the name of David. What we gonna do? We will write something like that, select, then we want only name. So we have to specify our column name here. If you want name and the color choice both, then we have to specify name, comma, color choice from. Instead of both, you can also mention only strict symbol. Because we do have only 2 rows, it will return 2 rows. So select name, color choice from table. Basically here you have to mention your table name. In my case, table name is table, where name is David. Basically I have mentioned where name equals to David. Then what will return? Here you can say first query will go in our table and find out, hey, where the name is David. So it will find the first name here and the second name here. So it will return name David 2 times. Okay, so that's how where get used. Now let's take it to the advanced level. Now let's use 2 comparison operator. Let's take an example to understand how to use 2 comparison operator. Now let's say we want only people with the name David and the color choice with the red. If you will see the above table, the first time David has a color choice as a green, and the second time it has a color choice as a red. Cool. Now we want only red data. Only color choice is red. That name only should be returned. What we have done, basically what we have done, select name, color choice again from table name, where name is David, that you have seen already, but this time we are using a logical operator AND, because here 2 comparison operator. The color choice is equals to red. This is the equals to 1 comparison operator. This is the another comparison operator is equals to, and this is a logical operator. Cool. So that's how logical operator comes in a picture. If you want to use more than 1 comparison operator, you have to use logical operator in between them, whether AND or not, something like that. So that's how we will write the query, and it will return only 1 row, David, whose color is red. This time it will not return green color. Hope you understand this concept. Theoretically, we are going to do that practically in our PG admin. So now friends, you have seen already what exactly select, how we are using select, and with select how we are using where, and how to use 2 comparison operator using logical operator that you have seen in a theory. Now let's see how practically, let's do this, all those theory concept in practical. First I'm going to use film table, and first let's take 9 rows to see how the film data look like. So when I run this data, when I ran this query, I got this data. So let's see what exactly. We do have a film ID, title we do have, then description we do have, release year we do have, and language ID we do have, rental duration we do have, rental rate we do have, we do have a length of the film, and then replacement cost, what is the replacement cost, and the rating, what is the film rating, different types of rating is there, and then the last update when it has happened, special features, what exactly in that special feature, and the full text. Okay, so let's these are the data. Now my question is, let's select those film whose rental is greater than 2. Now if you will see here, let's forget about limit right now. Let's say all data. Let's fetch all data. So if I fetch all data, so we do have a now 1000 record, right? Here you can say total records is 1000. Now in this 1000 records, if you will see the rental rate, there is a 4.99, 0.99, 2.99, 4.99, and so on. Okay, but what my requirement is, I want only those film record whose rental rate is greater than 2. Correct? So how we gonna write? First you have to write select and then strict. All columns I want, that's why I've used select strict symbol. If you want to use any specific column, you don't want the all column, you can specify using comma separate, using the comma separated. Then but in my case I want all column, that's why I've used strict. From, then you have to use from keyword, and then the table name. In our case table name is film, so I've used film, and then we have mentioned where rental rate is greater than 2. Now let's see, 0.99 should not come in this. When I will run this query, this all less than 2 will be get removed. So let's run this. Now if you will run this query, you will see the rental rate 0.99 is not there. Can you see that? 0.99 is not there. Let me make it a little bit bigger for you so that you can able to see that. Now you can see there is no 99, right? So let's say if I'll take more than 4 or more than 5, anything, then you will see those data will appear according to these conditions. Now here 0.99 has been gone. Earlier it was there, right? But now this time when I've selected greater than 2, it's all gone. Correct? Now I'm just making it more, little bit more. Let's take it how to use logical operator. Let's take 2 comparison operator. How to use 2 comparison operator? Select those film whose rental rate is greater than 2, that we have done already, and rating is R. Now let's select the column. Let's see what are the ratings. Let's run the all query, the all table data, and let's see what are the ratings. So we do have NC-17, R, PZ-13, NC-17, GPZ, and so on. But we want only those film whose rental rate is greater than 2 as well as rating is R. So here we're gonna use 2 comparison operator. How to combine 2 comparison operator? Using logical operator. So first we will write select strict from film. Again I want all columns, so that's why I've used select strict. If you want particular specific column, you can mention the column name. Where rental rate is greater than 2 and rating is R. Now let's run this and you will see the all other rating has been gone. Now let's go to the data and let's see. First, rental price is not less than 2. You can see the all data and all rating are R. Now here is the 125 rows. Earlier, how many rows were there? If you will run this query, earlier it was 659. And when we ran all query, then we do have a thousands record. Now you can see there were the thousands record. But when we apply one conditions only, then it became 659. Then we apply two conditions, then it becomes our number got decreased to 125. So my friends, that's how we use multiple conditions, multiple comparison operator with the help of logical operator. Hope this query you are easily able to understand it. Please do practice, use either this same table or you can take other table also. Now my friends, next our concept is order by. Now where we use order by and what exactly order by is. Sometimes your name query can result in a different order. Okay, same query. Basically, sometimes you write down a query, you run it. One time you run it, you can see the order in a different way. And the same query you run it again, you can see the order in a different way. Why it is happening? Basically, in order to get your data in a same way, you need to use order by. And you can use order by to sort rows based on a column value in either ascending order or a descending order. Ascending means increasing order or descending means in decreasing order. You want the last record on the top and so on, or in ascending you want the latest record on the top and so on. So that's how on the latest and the last, I mean to say according to the date wise. If you apply order by on date, then on this way you will get the data. I know you are not able to get it, but don't worry, we are going to see it in PG admin practically. But first understand what exactly order by is. So I've said this thing, if you want a data in a particular manner, you need to use order by. And how to use order by? Let's understand their syntax. First you have to write select as we have done earlier also. Then you have to mention your column name. If you want particular column name, then you have to mention the column name. Else you have to mention strict symbol. Now from, then you have to mention your table name, and then you have to mention order by column, which column you wanted to apply order by. That column you have to mention over here. Then you have to mention column, and then whether you are using ascending order or descending order. For ascending, we are use ASC for ascending order and DESC for descending order. If you leave it blank, if you don't, let's say you write down order by your column name and then you have mentioned nothing. So then it will automatically apply as ascending order. So by default is ascending. If you want your data to be in descending order, so you have to mention DESC after order by column name. Okay, let's understand it in a PG admin. In order to understand order by, let's run again the film table. Okay, let's run it and let's see. If you will run the query of the film table, you will see there is a column call replacement cost, right? They do have a 14.99, 19.99, 20, 12. There is no certain orders, right? The data is maybe some less values coming on the top. Basically the the more value which has a more values, they are coming on the bottom. So basically I don't like this kind of order, right? You want order should be in a specific order, either in increasing order. When I specify the increasing order, that means in ascending order. If you want a decreasing order, then you will use descending, which is DESC, right? We have already understand about it. Now let's run it and let's practically see how we can do that. Right now, let's don't mention anything. Let's run this thing. Now I told you, if you haven't mentioned anything, like how we used order by, as I told you, select, then you will mention a strict. If you want a particular column, then you have to mention the column. From, film, order by, then you have to write order by, and the replacement cost, right? Then DESC. Now let's say I want to run this. Now on theory part, I have told you, if you have not mentioned anything here, ascending or descending, then SQL consider it by default as ascending. Let's see whether it's work or not. Now let's run this. If you will run this query, you will see the replacement cost. Now the first 999 is there, then you will see a particular order is there. Then start with the 10.99 and then 11.99, 12.99 and so on, right? So ascending is working fine. Now same order if you will get if you mention here ASC, which is our ascending order, right? Let's run it again. If you will run it again, let's go to the replacement cost. In a same order you are getting the data. Now let's say I want the most costly replacement cost, the most maximum valued, which has a maximum replacement cost, that should be on top and so on. I want in that particular order, right? How we gonna write? We have to do just a little bit tweak. We have to write DESC, that's it, and we get our data in a reverse order. Let's run it, and then you will see where is the replacement cost. Yes, now you will see, now here you can see our replacement cost, who has a maximum replacement cost, that comes on the top, and the less replacement cost comes in the bottom. You can check the data, right? So here you can see the data, right? So that's how it works, order by. Now order by can work if you have with the where condition also. Let's take the same example. You do have a, let's run it first. You have already seen this query, and we do have a replacement cost here 999. Again, it's not in a particular order. I want this record to be on a particular order. Let's say in ascending order. So again, I will apply here. Let's copy this query. Let's paste it here. And then we'll write order by in a descending order. Cool. Let's run it. And it will also return 125 record, but replacement cost, according to the replacement cost, it will be, our data will be in a particular order. Let's see it. Now 29 is the top, 125 records is only there, but those replacement cost is 29.99. It comes on the top, and the less value comes in the bottom, 9.99 and so on. So you can see how the maximum value comes on the top and the minimum value comes in the bottom. Correct? So not only you can use order by, you can use order by along with the where conditions, along with the multiple conditions, right? That we have seen. Hope you are able to understand it. Just do practice. Now my friends, let's understand the another logical operator, which is between. Where we can use between and how we can use between. Let's understand that first. The between operator can be used with dates. Most of the time we use between for the date, but it's not necessary. We're gonna use always between with only date. You can use in a numerical value also. Let's say high cost and the low cost. You want the all values between them. Then also you can use between. But generally, mostly we use between in terms of date. Okay. Note that you need format when you apply between on date, then you have to remember your date should be in ISO 8601 format, which is the standard format. And what exactly this format is? Y means first time Y, which is our year, dash which is our month, dash which is our day. Now, how to write? Like select strict from table name, where date between, something like that. You have to write date in that specifically format. If you will not write in that format, it will not return you the data. So you have to remember, you have to write down the format, date format should be 8601. Okay. When we use between operator with date that also include timestamp information, pay careful attention to using between versus less than equals to or greater than equals to comparison operators, due to fact that date time start with 00. What does this line means? Basically, our date also have some time information. So let's say you are saying I want a date, data. Let's say you required a data of 1st of November to 30th of November. So when you write 1st of November, that means 1st of November 00 hours to 30th of November 00 hours data will come. Let's say on 30th November after 00 hours, it will not consider that particular data. So you have to keep in mind and tweak your between value, means the low value and the high value accordingly. If you are not able to understand, don't worry, we are going to use it practically and then I will demonstrate you this line. Let's understand the concept using the payment table, which I'm going to use in our after a few more slides. Then we'll go ahead and do the practically. But let's understand the another one or two more concept. Then we'll jump on to the PG admin. Now let's talk about in another logical operator. As I said, anything you will find, let's say you pass on in a list and anything true will return, that value will get returned by in. In certain cases, you want to check for a multiple possible values option. For example, if username comes in an in list known as names, then it should return. That particular type of scenario, if you will have, then you have to use in. We can use in operator to create a condition that checks to see if a value included in the list of the multiple options. Already explained you that. Let's understand the concept using the example. Select color from a table where color should be red and blue. How to write it? Right now here, red, blue, green, white, whatever. I mean, we do have a 4 values. Then you have to write something like that. Select color from table where color in the all list you do have, pass on that. If they will find red, that particular value will get returned. If you find blue, that particular value will get returned. That's how in work. We will see it practically also in our coming section. So right now let's go through the theory. When we will jump on the PG admin, we will see it practically. Now the another operator, which is like and ILIKE. What like does? Basically, we have been already performed direct comparison against, such as where first name is equals to John. We have already seen that, right? Where our name was David and all. So in our previous section, we have already discussed in detail how to use is equals to operator. But what about if we want to match against a general pattern in a string? Like basically used for the string one, where you have a characteristics value. When you have a character, then we will going to use like most of the time. So if you in that particular character you want to find a specific pattern, then you will use like operator. let's say in the example which I was stating here, what about if you want a general pattern? For example, all email ending with @gmail.com. You want to run a campaign which has a Gmail account. Let's say, how you can find out? You do have @yahoo.com, @outlook.com, maybe the other company name.com, and then you want from that particular list, you want to run your campaign only for those people who has a domain name with the @gmail.com. How are you going to do that? In that particular case, you have to use like operator. Another example, all names begin with A. You want to roll out some offer. Let's take an example. Then you want to find out all the names in your database, in your table, which has a name begin with A. Again, you will use like operator. The like operator allows us to perform pattern matching against a string data with the use of wildcard character. Now again, I'm using wildcard character. So what exactly wildcard character is? There are the two types of wildcard character. First, percentage sign, and then the underscore one. This is the percentage sign and the underscore. What percentage symbol does? This is first wildcard character, and underscore is the second wildcard character. Let's understand one by one. What percentage does? Matches any sequence of character. If you pass under the percentage sign with the percentage symbol, if any sequence of character matches, it will return that value. And what underscore does? Matches any single character. Basically, the multiple character percentage symbol does, but in underscore, it only matches the single character. If you are not able to understand, don't worry. We are going to see it practically. But right now, just remember, there are the two wildcard character which we are going to use in like operator. The first one is percentage and second one is underscore. So percentage, let's understand the percentage. We will do it in PG admin also, but first understand in a theory part also. Percentage, all name, let's say all name begin with A. So how we gonna write? Where name, like, select strict from. I haven't written this thing. I've just write down the where condition here with the where condition. Where name, this is our column. Where name, like, A, percentage symbol. That means begin with A. What about the name that ends with the A? We can also write them using the percentage symbol. Where name, like, percentage symbol, then A. In begin, you have to mention in begin the A and then percentage symbol. If you want to write end with the A, then you have to write percentage symbol, then A. Whatever the name is begin with A, that will get returned by this query, and whatever the name is end with A, that will get returned by these conditions. Notice the like is case sensitive. For example, here this will return something else. It doesn't mean whatever the name will start with the small a, that will get returned. That will not be returned by this query. So remember, it's a case sensitive one. We have mentioned here capital letter. That means the all name which start with the capital A, that only will get returned. And here, if you do not want a case sensitive thing, you want the all name either in capital letter or in small letter, that should get returned, then you have to use ILIKE, which is case insensitive. So understand, like we use, but in like, whatever you will pass in the with the wildcard character, that is case sensitive. If you want to avoid case sensitive, then use ILIKE. ILIKE will work same as like, but the only difference is it is a case insensitive. Understand? Now let's understand what underscore does. Underscore allows us to prepare just a single character, right? As we seen, get all mission impossible fill. Let's say I say we do have a film table. You have already seen it. Now let's say from our film table we want mission impossible. fill all Mission Impossible, like Mission Impossible 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever the how many there are the 4 series of the Mission Impossible or 5 series. Let's say we want all Mission Impossible. How are we gonna write that? We will just mention that in our condition where title like Mission Impossible. Of course, we are dealing with string in like and this one also. So we are either we will use single quotes or double quotes. So like under single quotes, Mission Impossible and then underscore. What it will return? It will return the all Mission Impossible like 1, 2, 3 or version 1, version 2, version 3, whatever. So we can also use multiple underscore, not only one underscore. Imagine we had a version string code in a format like version 4, version comma, version has B7, etc. something like that. Now we know version, but we want all version. How are we gonna write it? We write it like where value like version has an underscore. So either it is a 3, B7, 4, 5, whatever it is, it will be get returned. So this is the like and the ILIKE operator. Now let's understand it using pgadmin. If you do have a question, any question in the theory part, please do comment. I will try to give you the answer. Now let's jump to the pgadmin and do it practically. The practical example of between, and let's run a query for between. Okay, I'm using a between query for payment table. Let's run the payment table and see what are the available columns and what are the data. So you can see in a payment table, we do have a payment ID, customer ID, staff ID, rental ID, amount, and the payment date. There are total rows of thousands of that much record is there. Okay, 1000 records there. So let's show you that also. So we do have a okay, total row count is 4000. Cool. So now I want a payment specifically which has happened 15th of February 2007 to 17th of February 2007, between that, and then I have taken the order by on the payment date. Cool. If you can see here, 15th is coming and the lots of data is there, and then 3, 4, 5 and 6 so on is there. But I want only 15th of February 2007 to 17th of February 2007 data. Always remember friends, whatever we are using date in between, that particular value is inclusive, means 15th of February 2007 is included in that particular query. Whatever the data will get returned, it will include that date as well as that date. But remember, the date will start with the 00 and end with the 00. What exactly I'm trying to tell you? Let's see this query. If I run this query, you see that much record is coming. We do have a 6000 records. If you will take the count here, count, you will exactly get the rows. How many record is there? Let's take a count first. Count, and then let's take count first. How many records is there? So I'm taking count of this record. So we do have a 14,596 record. Okay. Now let's take an example. Let's remove the count and run this query, because now I want only 15th of February to 17th of February 2007 data. Cool. Let's run it. It will take a little bit time, and then we'll have a all record, right? Now you can see I have taken order by. Why I have taken? So that a particular date in ascending order, all I have. So you can see our date has been started 15th of February 2007 since 00 hours, and the last record is 16th of February 2007 till 23:57 this month. Now you will say, hey Ashwini, why 17th is not there? I told you, it will count till 00 hours. So 17th on 00, no payment has happened. So always remember, if you want to include all 17 data, so here your higher value should be 18. So now let me show you. So all 17 data will get included in the same. Let me run it again and let's see. So now if you will see here, the all 17 data till 23:58:17 is there. So always remember, between consider both the value, this is the low value and this is the high value, as inclusive. Start with the 00 hours. Okay, so let's say if you want 17, all 17 data, so you have to mention your higher value as 18th 1 plus, so that every 17th data will get included in that. Hope you get this point. Okay, so now we do have, out of 14,000 record, almost 14,500 record, we do have only 873 records. Hope you get the point. Now let's understand the in operator. As I told you, in operator we pass on the value. If that particular value is in our table, then it returns that particular data. Got it? So we are writing select strict from actor as we do, and then we mention in where condition, first name in, then we pass out these name. Hey, if in my table, I'm saying if in my table, if first name of actor is Nick, Johnny, Joe, then give me that particular record. I wanted to see. So let's run it. And you will see you do have a Nick, Johnny, Joe, Dan, Johnny, Nick. Whatever you name, you have passed. Only 9 record you do have there. But if you will run actor table, I know there will be lots of data. But from that all actors, you do have a 200 record. From that 200 records, you want only these actor detail. So what we have done, only pass these names under the in condition. And how we write in, then we start parenthesis, pass on the all names using comma separated. Since name is the string one, so we have mentioned in a single quotes, or you have to use double quotes. Hope you understand the in concept and why we are using and how we are using that. Cool. So now we do have only 9 record, whatever name we have passed. Okay, let's move forward and understand the like operator. Here I use a like operator and try to find out those actor records whose first name is start with the A. Okay, so this is our wildcat character, and then we use this query. Query is same as in, but just like we are using here like and then a percentile sign, right? There are the two wild character, which is percentile one and then underscore one. The first, understand the percentile one. What it does, I wanted to find out those actor name, first actor name, whose first name is start with A. I found out the all records of that particular actor. So what we does, we write this query and let's run it. So all name whose start with A, that all comes here. Let's say all names whose end with A, which is the small letter, then give me those names. So now you can say all first name who has a last letter as A, that all get returned over here. So 30 actor name are there whose last letter is of the first name is A. Now, if you don't want to find whether it ends with the small letter or the capital letter, then use ILIKE. Clear? Simply. Now let's understand the underscore one. Similarly, underscore also work, but in underscore, what I'm saying here, hey, give me the all name which is start with JOH and then one character. Give me one character. That character, for that character, I don't have idea. Those names who start with JOH and end with anything, only one. One underscore means only one letter will enter over here. So let's run it, this query, and you will get to know what exactly it is. So I'll run this query. So all letter JOH and then last word is N. If there will be A, and let's say if I take 2 underscore, whether record will get increased or not, let's see that. There is no record with 2 underscore. Let's say here I take the 2 underscore, 2 underscore, and then let's see how it gives JO and then the all letters. Let's see how it gives the result. Only John is there. Cool. So you understand where we use underscore and where we use underscore and where we use percentile symbol. Hope you like this video. If you do have any query, please comment. I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you like my content, please hit the like button and share with your friends. And hey, don't forget to subscribe my channel. See you on next tutorial. Thank you.